Hello everyone, today I'm here to redo my first ever video of the first ever game we did for the channel, which is Sonic the Hedgehog. This was done way back in August 31st, 2017. It's been a long time. Feels like it was forever ago, but that was only 8 years ago. Anyway, the reason why I want to redo it is because I think I can do way better than I did way back when. I bet. Anyway, we have reached the end of the first stage. I don't know if I stated this before whenever I first played it back in 2017, but for the first special stage, you don't even have to press anything to get to there. I'm literally not pressing anything. I'm letting him do this on his own. I don't press anything until I get in here and then boom. It's funny how that works. I haven't played this game in a while, so if I'm rusty, you know why. So, there's 6 Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 1, way back in 1991. And we're gonna get all 6, or try to. Now, to get all 6, you have to collect 50 rings, and you're gonna get to the end of the stage. It's not like Sonic 2 and later games, where that didn't matter. I guess they changed in Sonic 2 because they found that it might be difficult for someone to at least try to get to the end of the stage with 50 rings without. That means you can't take a hit most of the time. Which means you can't take a hit during the whole duration of the stage. Now, you have to only do this in the first 2 acts of every stage. After Starlight Zone, you can no longer get any more Chaos Emeralds. So you got 10 chances to get all 6 emeralds. Whereas in Sonic 2, you get a lot of chances for the fact that how they did it. Alright, please just get inside of the area, please. When you hear that sound, that means you gotta continue because you got 50 rings from the special stage. Please get the emerald. Get the emerald. So get the emerald. Come on. There. Now with Act 3, we'll just breeze through it because Act 3s, they're just a boss stage. And let me tell you about Act 3s. When they made the sequel to this game, there's only one stage in the whole entire game that got 3 acts. I guess they felt that, oh, 3 acts in the song in the game like this means the stage is going to last too long, so they decided to just cut it to 2 acts and just let it be from there. Yeah, I know, I got to the boss fast. Maybe not speedrunners fast, but it's fast enough. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now every boss in this game takes 8 hits to defeat. So, that being said, make sure you hit them 8 times to defeat them. Marvel Zone Act 2, I'm gonna say Act 1. It's possible to get every ring in this stage. It's very possible. I'm gonna try. I think it's the max of 116. I'm gonna try to get every ring. Doesn't mean that I'll get them all. I thought I was gonna jump in and get inside that lava, and then I was like, well, I said I'll try. Good thing is there is a shield in one of these areas. Not here. I love how you can lower it just enough where it doesn't actually touch the lava. There's nothing up there, so let's go over here. Now you may be wondering, where are the 116 rings at? Mostly, well, there's a lot of hidden areas in this stage. So, let me show you one of the hidden areas. First, we have to push this block. Wait for this to close and get this shield if you need it. And you see he has a pushing animation after he does that. That's a glitch or a bug. I think it's a glitch now. It only happens whenever you do that rolling animation and then push the wall. Now, say you see I have 76 rings. Go through here, you'll see a hidden passageway. You see 4 ring boxes. And that's 116 rings. That's where all the other rings are. Thing is, I didn't know about that till like 10 years ago. And well, it's not 116, I guess it's 122. But that's every single, okay. 132. Not bad, which is 11 times 12. So is that every single ring in the stage? I think so. So, yeah. Thing is, when you play Sonic 1, funny thing is, you start with Green Hill Zone where you're just breezing through it, and then you go to Marble Zone. And because of that, you go from going to this high-speed stage to this very slow-paced stage. Another fun fact is, believe it or not, it was supposed to be Labyrinth Zone, which is the water stage in this game. So, imagine if this was the original, how they were going to intentionally do it, which was literally going to be Labyrinth Zone next, not this. Not fall, no, do not fall in there. Do not fall in there. I don't feel like redoing special stages today. So they were gonna make it so it's Green Hill Zone and Labyrinth Zone. You wouldn't have did this to like the 4th stage instead of the 2nd stage. But they decided to switch them, and that's why Marble Zone is 2nd instead of like 4th. Fittingly so, considering the fact that if you go to Labyrinth Zone, most of the time you're in it, you're in the water. There are certain paths that will take longer if you go to the wrong path, so... And that's our first hit of the game. First time we'll take a hit. Looking to Marbles on Act 2. Not bad. We can just breeze through here until we get to these spikes, which will pretty much try to slow us down. But we're fine. We're gonna be fine. Now, as I stated in the first act, there's a lot of hidden passages in this game. A lot of them. By this game, I should have said this path and ow. Good hit. Shouldn't have took it. Good thing I didn't. My invincibility frames lasted long enough. Anyway, there's a shield over here, so we don't have to worry about invincibility. Now, what I like to do when I get to this part, I don't like to deal with staying on there. I like to jump, and then go down here. There's an extra life and some rings. You don't necessarily have to take that because you can just roll. You have enough momentum where you can just make the jump normally. We're in the middle part of this stage, so there's a checkpoint here, even though you're literally at the very end of the stage, but you won't need it. I don't think it's even possible to get 50 rings after you get to this point, so be careful with taking hits here. Good thing is there is a... Ooh, that was close. There is a invincibility soon. Real soon. It's after these areas right here. Now what I like to do here is I'd like to hit every single block. See, after 15 hits in this form, you start to get 10,000 points. Even though points don't matter in this game, really it does. They don't. They don't. Don't let anyone fool you. Points don't matter in this game. I love how I take a hit right before this invincibility. Does that. Now, as you can see, he's walking while he jumps. That's another glitch slash bug. There's also another famous bug in this game where you're gonna get a lot of deaths from. It's called a spike bug, where if you hit a spike and you land on a spike, you may take another hit from said spikes because of the fact that invincibility frames, even though you get invincibility, it still counts as you getting another hit. So you will lose your rings, then you'll eventually lose a life if you stay on the spikes too long. Out of your control, because that's the bug that they didn't fix until the second game. So if you're dying because of spikes, that's why. Now every version of that game, I think, the game mostly after the original release fixed the bug, I think. Maybe a few exceptions, but I'm not sure. We're nearing the end of this special stage. It's the 4th one. And it's the easiest one to get the emerald out of all of them because you rarely ever gonna fall into those areas. No, do not jinx me, gang. And now we are on Marvel Zone Act 3. So we're gonna breeze through it, like usual. I think this is going way better than my original first attempt of this game way back in 2017. I don't know. So it doesn't matter how I play as long as I get to the end. The fastest path to get to the end is going this way. And that's our second hit, of course, is against that guy. Now here, there's no possible way you can get 10,000 because there's not enough blocks to destroy. Now in this level, there's nothing you can do but wait. But there's a funny thing I know. Let me do this. Let me duck right here. Not here. It's not here then. For some reason, sometimes he goes in through the blocks even though he shouldn't. Wait for the second one. The second one is the one that we want because it's closer to the actual path we want to go to. And as you saw, I got hit by the spikes immediately, but I didn't trigger the spike bug because there was not another set of spikes to hit me that causes it to make me lose my life. Anyway, there's a secret passage here. If you take that passage, it's a lot faster than to actually take the normal path. The normal path is gonna still take you to the same area, but at the same time, it's a lot faster to just go that way. And as I said, we're trying to get to the end as fast as we possibly can. I love how I have no rings and I have to go through the rest of this stage with no rings. It's fine. But we're gonna be getting these 3 rings and then we'll get checkpoint. And now we don't have to worry about this boss. We're gonna get 2 free hits here. And we'll wait. We'll wait until he goes to the middle and then just jump 3 times and then get 3 more hits. And just like that, we are in Spring Yard Zone, which is the closest resemblance to a fast level that you're going to be able to get through compared to the first stage in the whole entire series. Spring Yard Zone is like a breath of relief from how Marvel Zone was like. Because you know, Marvel Zone was not that fast paced, it was mostly a slow level. Mostly platforming, avoiding lava and spikes. But now you got this fast-paced level. And everything will be alright. Only issue is there's sections like here that take forever because they decided to make it so that you have to literally wait for these blocks to go up and down just to slow the pace down. That's why sometimes it's best to try to get above the screen and just pass by those spots. I don't even know what that button does. I hate that enemy. I hate that enemy a lot. 12 rings. I like how I'm taking all my hits now. Love it. Good thing is, Spring Yard Zone has a lot of rings to spare. A lot. It has a lot of rings to spare. I need 29 more rings before I get to the end of the stage. One thing I like about Sonic 1 is he looks up immediately. In Sonic 2, he takes like a good 3-second time frame just to be able to look up. I hate it. I hate how long it takes. Don't know why they changed it, but they did. Now we got our 50 rings. Now the quickest way to get out of this stage is literally go this way. So this path takes you straight to the end. And now we have our chance to get our 5th Chaos Emerald. The 5th Chaos Emerald is just like the previous stage. You have to literally go around until you get to the end. Just make sure you don't go to the wrong path, like right there. Trying my best to not fall into any of those. No, that's the wrong way. Stop trying to make me go the wrong way. And there you go. I love how most of these paths are like a jagged diagonal direction you have to get to just to get out of the stage. It's like they were trying to help you not get out the stage, but at the same time, mistakes can cause you to get down there and you don't want to. One more Chaos Emerald and then we will be done with doing special stages for the rest of the game. There's no Supersonic in this game, because that was introduced in the next game. The only issue is how they did it in the second game. Where if you get 50 rings, and you already have all 7 emeralds, it automatically activates. You don't even get a chance to not do it. That's why they changed it in the next game, whenever you get the opportunity to have them. Where it's not just, you have to double tap for it to be activated, which is a good thing, but at the same time, I think you can deactivate it in the third game too, manually. Alright. Isn't this the I think this is the stage that has 2 different paths you can take. I want to try my best to get to the top path, which is the more fun path to take. We're at the end. Make the jump. We made it. Oh boy. I actually did it. I usually miss that jump. It's possible to get every ring in this stage too, but that takes too long. So I'm just gonna grab all the rings I can and have fun with this little up and down curve, and boom. Lower path has the same setup, but you just missed the jump. So, all right, the 6th stage, special stage is like the 3rd one. It's got the emerald encapsulated in an area. You just gotta jump in there and try your best to not mess up like me. Nearly mess up. Okay. Game, be nice. Be nice to me now. Not wish to be doing what we do and have to get freaking 50 rings in Labyrinth Zone. I really don't want to deal with that. Please. Even though literally I'm going to take the fast path in Act 1. If I'm able to get all the freaking no, 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 no. What saves me is these corners. Come on, no. Come on, get in there. Thank you. And now we can just breeze through the rest of the game. We can just breeze through the rest of this game. You no longer has to be played carefully. We can just be risky as possible. Now, Act 3. There's not much I can say. Get the shield. We're good now. I think I didn't even get all the emeralds to like the 4th area in the previous time I did this for the channel. That's the funny thing. Anyway, we are now at the end of needing 50 rings. Now we just have to play normally. And I like how even if you get the good ending to this game, it's not much different to the regular ending if you don't get all the emeralds. It's just better to get them all instead of just letting Robotnik win. I think this one has the lower path, but I'm not sure. Too late to find out. Well, time to get the speed shoes and invincibility. Throw into a ball and then just go in here. I love that push animation. Only thing that sucks is you have to wait for this to be go through, so it's wasting some of your speed. And it's wasting some of your invincibility. I love how I landed on that perfectly. I love that. Alright, lure him to this one. I love how I go through the block. That never happened to me before. He goes through the block and I lose my first life. I was doing this deathless so far. That'll be that'll be the only time I die, ain't it? I'm pretty much guaranteeing that unless that glitch happens again. Don't worry, there's a hidden platform down here, and not only that is there's a spring down there. I can't do anything right now, though. Unless I want to get smushed to death, and we don't want that. Thing is, he goes just low enough where you can attack him still. I don't need rings. 159. 2 minutes. Now, Labyrinth Zone. The first act can be done pretty fast if you know what you're doing. Thing is, they programmed a ring in a certain area if you go to this path. Because if you didn't go to this, if you go the normal way, you won't ever see that ring. But if you go to this path, the reason why they put one ring there is so you can get 50 rings in case you need 50 rings to get to the special stage. Because if at that point you should only have 49 rings if you gathered every ring up to that point. And you didn't take the other path, you took that path. To take that path though, what you got to do is literally something you would probably never notice unless you actually went back up to find out. Anyway, to do it, it involves one of these platforms right here. What you need to do is use one of these platforms right here. Go up instead of going down. And you will see a platform spawn up here. And I missed it. I love that. I love how I missed it. The issue is it won't go back there. It will not go back. So that's how you take that path. That path will pretty much help you speedrun this level. Anyway, if you would have took that path, we would have been done with this stage. Basically, that's how. Matter of fact, I get another chance, don't I? because I went back upwards. Trying to jump on this button, but this button wouldn't let me. I don't know if that thing respawns if you don't get it the first try, because I've never missed it and didn't have to do it again. Because most of the time you're still down there. We'll be fine. I played enough Sonic 1 in my lifetime to know I was fine. But yeah, since we didn't get that path, we taking the long way. So yeah, imagine doing this level second instead of fourth. Could you imagine how range-inducing that would be? Considering the fact that, you know, just, yeah, imagine it being your first time ever playing a game, and you get this level second, and then you're stuck on this level and you can't get any further. You'll have probably like 5 lives by the time you get to Labyrinth Zone if this was a second stage. But nevertheless. I love how I keep dodging buttons. Love that. So it was a nice switch that they did that, and now we have reached the end of Labyrinth Zone Act 1. Now, Act 2, it has a bug where if you let the screen go down, you can freeze your game and cause yourself have to reset. So whatever you do at the end of this act, do not hold down. Do not hold down. Just let it finish normally. I've learned it from experience and seeing what other people have did in the past too. We're not gonna be fine if we get to that next part, so we need a bubble. Yeah. Of course. Go right here and then go right here. The button's right here. You can barely see it poking out. I love how they give you so much invincibility in this stage, but at the same time, most of the time it doesn't really serve a purpose and stuff. Where in certain aspects, like that enemy right there, it's kind of hard to hit that enemy without having invincibility. I forgot what they call it. I think it's orb something. There's a mad version, and then there's the version that you're gonna see in the next stage, where it doesn't shoot its spikes. And we have reached the end of Act 2. Do not let the screen go down. Just walk and end the stage normally. Just let the stage end normally, and then you'll be in Act 3. Act 3. If you take one path, it'll take you probably 4 minutes or 3 minutes to finish. If you take a different path, it'll take you half that time. Now to start Act 3 up, you'll be on this infinite loop if you don't jump of water. Just jump here and there's a switch that'll open. That'll take you to this hidden passage right here. But of course I pressed the button. Don't make the jump, so I gotta jump again. And I gotta try it again. And there. I love how it closes back up. Knowing you're not going back that way. Now, the path you want to take is the one that is under this block right here. If you don't take this path, you're in for a long stage that you don't want to deal with. We'll be fine. As long as I don't take the darn spring. That spring pretty much ruined it. That's the second death. Love that. And also, yeah, there's no spin dash. So if you went from playing Sonic 2 to this and you don't have that spin dash, it feels weird. Trust me. When I played this originally back whenever I had the Mega Collection for the GameCube, and I kept trying to do that, I was like, huh? It threw me off. I don't think I played the original Sonic the Hedgehog until that day, where I had it on the Mega Collection. So it was fun learning that you didn't have spin dash way back in 2007 or something. It was around that time, so that was fun. Found out the hard way you didn't have it, and then every game after that you had it until pretty much 2008, where you stopped really using it much. I went to this new way of getting past levels. Now, if you would have took the other path, you would have ended up going that way, where you see that waterfall right there. That path is a very long path, but it has rings compared to this. The only thing you get here is a literal jump quest right here, and there should be a shield coming up, I think. And this is not really a boss, it's just literally the level versus you, versus him. Gotta make these weird jumps and timing jumps, because he's not gonna face you, he's just literally gonna let the stage try to beat you. Not like the stage hasn't beaten you. We're at the end, so. And he can still kill you right here, so don't accidentally get hit by him after beating the whole stage. Starlight Zone. It's the closest to Green Hill Zone you're gonna get in terms of some of the color schemes, and not only that, but the closest thing you're gonna get to seeing anything that Green Hill Zone had. Because they give you loop-de-loops in this stage. So yeah. I like how I accidentally found that out one day. That you can just break those bricks and get that. I found that out accidentally. Now, if you don't have all 6 emeralds yet, these 2 acts are the last 2 acts you can get them. You cannot attempt to get them anymore after these 2 acts. So, I would advise you to get them all now while you still can. If you're at 3, then just give up and don't even try. Just restart the game if you want all the emeralds. Act 2. Act 2 has a lot of bottomless pits if you go the lower path. That's why we rarely ever go to the lower path. We stay on top. And these enemies get annoying, especially whenever you get to the 3rd act. But that is next act problems, not now. I think my original run of this game back in 2018 was 52 minutes. We're at 34. And counting, obviously. We're nearing the end. I think I'm at the end, honestly. I am. And now we're in Act 3. Now Act 3, you can breeze through this if you know what you're doing. If you roll into a ball and let this go, make you go up, you can literally cause yourself to go all the way up there where it's basic. basically gonna get you to half the stage. But the only issue is you can't go attempt it again because this game has these fans that literally throw you off. You can take the lower path if you want to, but I would not advise that since yeah. You'll get very used to this in the second game whenever you have to deal with this certain level. No need not be said. You know what level I'm talking about if you played Sonic before. Nope, that's over. I overshot it. I already knew that. As soon as I did that, I overshot it. Now, as you see, I think those are overnauts or something. And the green ones, they're mellow. They do not shoot theirs. They just keep them around and just walk and just float in the air. They're not like their Labyrinth Zone counterpart where they're mad at you and saying, "Oh, you dare come to Labyrinth Zone? You must be banished." Anyway, I love how I'm doing this push animation. I've never had it held it this long. I don't ever get the push animation there. That's the funny thing. They trying to make you take a hit. Almost was successful. Yeah, it was successful there though. And now we're at the end. How you can do this boss is in two ways. You can use these spike balls against them, or you can shoot yourself up there to hit him. Now the thing is, if you have these spike balls explode, they shoot out these particles that will damage you. So it's up to you as to how you want to take care of this boss. He basically defeats himself, so I don't think they did a boss like another boss like this in the trilogy after this one. I can't believe I actually grabbed a ring. Anyway, Scrap Brain Zone. I love how Scrap Brain Zone has Act 1 has so many pits. It has so many pitfalls that I used to suck so much because of the fact that it has so many pitfalls. And I still do. Oh my lord, this level. This guy gave me more game overs than I like to admit. Anyway, the best path to take in Scrap Brain Zone Act 1 is the top path. You want to avoid the bottom path at all costs. Because there's a lot of BS that feels like they didn't test this game to find out if this will work or not. Because I swear, really, get one ring. Rings don't matter now. You just need enough to just survive. That's literally all you need. The reason why I say take the top path is because if you go to the bottom path, and also at the beginning with them things that go away, if you would have, the bottomless pits are not here. That's further into the stage. If you would have fell down there, you would have died. Yeah, instant death pits at the beginning of the stage. Yep. Now you see the reason why this level sucks is because of those platforms that spin and cause you to, you know, not be able to stand on them. And here is where I usually die, because there you have to go through here fast, and there's this fire thing that likes to pretty much take a hit, make you get hit. And I'm surprised. Okay, there's a bottomless pit under there, so the fact that I survived that is amazing. I usually die there. We're at the end of Act 1, but I'm glad I don't have to worry about bottomless pits anymore, because that's the last stage with bottomless pits, the last one. No more stages have bottomless pits. Every stage now involves either water or you're indoors. So, Act 2. Alright, Act 2, we're indoors, so we don't have anything, we don't have to worry about bottomless pits anymore. And as you can see, it's looking more like a factory as we go further into this stage. I love that attention to detail. Now there's another path you can take upwards. It's the safer path. Press this button, let this platform go. I love how things are trying to be disoriented so you can be knocked backwards. Love that. Are there any? Okay. Nope. I'm surprised I didn't get hit there. I'm surprised I didn't miss the jump there. There's the hit. There's the hit. Now, make sure you don't get smushed to death. Continue on. Roll here because that thing will hit you if you are too high. Which comes from not ducking. That's a lot of ring bosses. And an extra life. I died 2 or 3 times. I want to say 2 times minimum though. Make it past these buzzsaws. You almost made it past that last one. I love how there's one that just tries to come and hit you and hit me from behind, but it wasn't successful. We are nearing the end of Scrap Brain Zone Act 2. We are at the end of it actually. Not no nearing, we're done. Now, Act 2. Act 3. Act 3 looks like Act 3 looks a lot like Labyrinth Zone, but all the colors are gone. How Act 3 starts is literally he drops you down into it. There are 2 paths you can take in Act 3. I'm going into the fast and get out of Act 3 way. You make it past this platform. Going down is the faster path. You go up there, you're gonna basically do the whole entire stage, and if you get a shortcut, take it. That's all I can tell you. In this game, if you get a shortcut, take it. Now, you can still mess this up by falling down there, and that'll take you to the normal path. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that after doing that. But I'd still fall into it. I forgot to jump. I think I'm in the middle part of it, so it's not too bad, but it's bad enough. I think we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. We're at the end, actually. I wish they did one thing, though. I wish you could keep the rings from this act to the next one, because you gotta do this ringless. The final boss is ringless. Same thing in the second game. Now, there's a glitch / bug in this fight where if you hit him 2 times when it's his final hit, you can cause his damage counter to go to 256 because you underflowed it and made it go, and it overflows because of that. And how the trigger is, literally he has to spawn down here and pretty much hitting them early and then hitting them right before he goes all the way back in basically triggers the bug, which causes him to have 256 hits, and obviously you have a time limit and you are not going to get 256 hits in a matter of 10 minutes. So that's all they give you in time to beat anything. We're gonna first try him, I'm not worried about that. Now the thing is, his saucer thing does have a hitbox, so hit it and then just jump right here and we're done with the first game. I did this basically 6 or 7 minutes faster than last time, so I'm okay with that. I did this a lot more flawlessly compared to that. But as you can see, the only thing that really changes is more flowers. Alright. I hope you enjoyed me redoing this game since it's been 8 years. With that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Goodbye, and most of all, take care. Be safe.